Hello and welcome. Today I'd like to show you how to get units in SchüCal using a drawing. I've prepared three examples. First, I'd like to use a Windows unit, and then I'd like to show you how to get a facade unit from a drawing. And I'd also like to show you a function how to draw a freestyle unit. And for that, I go into the SchüCal, and I've already prepared here the units. And if you make a double click on a unit, you get the templates. But you actually do not use a template. We've got here some Windows stores. As you can see, these are the normal templates. And we also have got geometry here. And below the miscellaneous, you find the construction of windows and doors. And this template is for TD units only. In case you like to get a 3D unit, you need to attend a SchüCal 3D training to show the advantages and the use of the 3D functions. What you can do is you actually select here the construction Windows doors. Then you also select the profile system, and then you go to OK. You get an empty screen at first, and the only thing you see is the coordinate system. And if I go to the isometric view, you see that is here your origin here of your coordinate system. So I go back into the view from the outside. On the left hand, the parameters of the width and of the heights are missing, because after that we want to load a drawing here, but all the other parameters are available, like the surface finish. So if you use the surface finish, let's use a green beige one, and you can see all the other parameters are here. The same as you know this from the normal templates. And here on top, you've got a function which is called load drawing. And if you click on that, you get to the last folder you have used. And I have here a DWG drawing. And all supported file types are shown here at the bottom. So you can load DXF, DWG, and also JPEGs and PNG files. And the JPEGs and PNG files are just pictures, so the intersection cannot be snapped, therefore, if you want to add the profiles and also the lines for the mullions and transoms. So we like to use a drawing, and that is the DWG drawing. And again, I click to the villa here, and I open this drawing. And then SchüCal queries the scale of the drawing. So if you do not know the scale of the drawing, then you can leave it one by one, and you can check the dimensions after the drawing appears. So as you know, we've got a measure function, and you can also use this. If you have to scale it with another value, then just load it again and adapt your value, which is shown here. My drawing has got the scale of 1 by 1. So I go to OK, and that's an example of a drawing here. And I want to focus on the bottom construction here. Here you've got some different drawing functions: draw subdivision, draw contour, draw rectangle, and you can also split the areas afterwards. And what I like to do is I want to draw a rectangle here. First, I click on this function, and then I go to the outside here of my boundary, go here to the bottom part, zoom in, click on that, And here you see your construction is now applied here with glass, as you know this from the SchüCal. I'd like to show you also here the section, and the dialog here in the background shows you, okay, you have used now the outer frame, which you can easily change. You know how to do this. And then you can draw subdivisions. Subdivisions are here, for example, the mullions. Might also be you can use the transoms here. I draw the subdivision now, and I click here on the boundary of the outer frame. From here, I want to get it to there. And then you can also design it from the bottom to the top. I click on here, and I zoom there. And as you can see, it is already applied with profiles, these lines. See that I can specify all the points and snap them like this from here and also to there. Well, that should be enough. So you can easily apply your profiles with glass. And now you can also delete the drawings here by using this function. And if you delete the drawing, then you just get the drawing here in SchüCal. What about changing the dimensions? You do not have here any parameters, but if it's necessary, you can make a right click here, one of the dimension, you go to change dimension, and for example, you can make it 4,500, just to let you know that the dimensions can be also adapted here to this construction. Everything else, like adding openings, all that is as you know this from the SchüCal. Well, I've also got prepared a second example, which is a facade. So I close my item now. And that is here my second example, a facade. I also make a double click on it. And instead of using a template, I go to the facade, and here also I go to the geometry, and I've got the construction of the facade here. And my example is in the profile system FWS 50. And okay, it is the same procedure. Here the parameters, of course, they have changed, adapted to the facade profile system. And again, I load a drawing, going here on the top, load drawing. And I want to use now the Liebeskind University in Lüneburg. I can scale the drawing again. And that is actually a real project of the University of Lüneburg in Germany here. And I want to use this kind of construction here in order to apply this with profiles and glass. So it's not rectangular shape, so therefore I cannot use the draw rectangular, but I can use a draw contour function. Click on that. I specify the first point, the second point, the third point, here the corner, and then I've got two options. I can click here back or just make a right click in order to close this area here. By the way, it must be an enclosed area to add the profiles and also the glass. So your drawing has to be carefully be designed so that you always get enclosed areas here. Otherwise, you have to do some changes in your original drawing then. And then you can start splitting the fields by using the function of the draw the subdivision. And it does not make any difference if you start to draw the mullions from the top to the bottom or from the left to the right. You just click on here. You see, have you noticed the help lines you get automatically, right? But to work in a structured way, I prefer to draw the mullions first and then the transoms. But it doesn't matter if you go from the bottom to the top or from the top to the bottom. Like this, to there, from here to there. And if the intersections are very narrow, you have to zoom in and zoom out, like that. And the transoms, they can be designed all through from here to there and from there to there. So if you have realized that you have missed to add a line, just reload the original drawing again, and then you can add your profile axis here in this construction. Then the facade can be applied with profiles and glass. And here first you get for this construction a couple of messages here. Most of the messages are that the fields are not rectangular, so we cannot use the airborne sound reduction. So accept these messages so that we can concentrate here on the technical messages of the facade. And the message tells you that the selected profile combination does not correspond to the system default settings for the drainage levels. So that means, the boundary of the construction is our transom profiles actually, and we have to change technically the drainage levels. And that works like this. If you click on one of the profile, you see here the facade transom is 322, 390. And what I like to get is, I want to change my facade mullion, for example, first. I want to get an article number 536850. And I want first all the transoms to be 536750. Right, nothing has changed here because now I have to adapt here the drainage levels. Let me show you how that works. You click on the profile, you go to the submenu here, and you see here this article number, which I've entered a couple of minutes before. And now you can use here now a right click on the columns, and you can display the drainage levels. And you see that this has got a drainage level 1, and that doesn't work with the drainage level 3 of the facade. That's a technical thing. It's not just a thing of our freestyle construction here or to load the drawing. And then what you can do now is you can filter the drainage levels like this. And I like to use 322, 360, which matches the profile depth of the mullions. And then you can see here now these messages, they disappeared. And that also works here if you use multiple selection holding the control button like this. And here, let's see what happens then. Go to the submenu 322, 360, and here that seems to be okay. Let's check what is here up. Okay, no joint connectors can be generated. And let's see what happens here. I think I also need here in this area this profile. Right, and what you can do then is you see the joints here, right? And then you can change the joints very easily by using here a continuous mullion, for example. Then I go here to the top, and also multiple selection is possible, but I wanted to do this one by one so that it looks like this. Also that one, it should look like that, right? In order to get the connectors. And here on top, sorry, at the bottom, I mean, I've also got this profile here. Oh, well, and then you can see I've missed to change one. So I also use here the 322 to 360 in order to reduce the messages here so that you can get connectors, and you're absolutely in the rules of our catalogs regarding the drainage levels. By the way, you have to consider the drainage level also for normal facades if you use a normal template. And also here you can delete your drawing like that, and then the facade is done. Well, I've also prepared a third example. I save this file and I close my item now. I want to show you how it works without using a drawing. So you also have the possibility to design freestyle your items. And for that, I go also here to the function draw the contour. And you see here, SchüCal asks you to enter the first point and also the second point. And I want to start at the origin. So I click 0, click the tab key 0, and then I start here at the origin. And here you can see you get also a help line, and the line of the profiles are attached on a elastic band, or like an elastic band. And then you can do the following. For example, if you want to get an X 2500 millimeter, you can either use the help lines like that. Then we are here. Then you can go to the top, for example. Let's make it 2000. And here 0. Oh, sorry, I need 0 and 2000 for the height, like that. And you see, to enter an angle, press the space bar. You can press the space bar, and then SchüCal asks you for the angle and distance. And for example, if I want to get an angle of 135 degrees and a length of 1500 millimeter, I can work like this. And also with the right click, you get automatically an enclosed area here, and that is your construction. And of course, you can split the areas here. For example, if you want to get 3 width fields and 1 height field and an equal division, it also works like you know this from the SchüCal. Of course, depending on the angles, you get then the connectors, or you have to think about your construction. So in order to use the correct connectors. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was this small video clip of the how to draw or how to get a unit from a drawing. Thank you for your attention. I hope this small video clip helps you in your daily business. So for now, thank you for attending this, for watching this video, and I send a goodbye and auf Wiedersehen.